Here with Emily Rolfe from Canada, but here you are in Dubai.
Yep.
How'd that end up?
How did it end up?
Yeah, how did you end up here?
I mean, 30 hours of traveling.
Now, did you get an invite or?
I did get an invite. I was here in 2019.
Yes.
And yeah, didn't hear anything about Dubai for a while. Wasn't sure if it was going to go this year. And then, I mean, if you've been in Canada, you'll want to leave in December. Anytime in winter, opportunity to go somewhere warm, sign me up.
Yeah. And you got here, and it's, I mean, you've obviously been here before, so you know what to expect in terms of programming, the crowd, facilities, and stuff like that. Was there anything different this time around?
Yeah, so it's always a really great competition here. I love it. The events are usually really, really good. Kind of game style, games-esque events, which I like.
Yeah.
Obviously, the ski was different. But yeah, pretty much what I expected.
Yeah. What did you have a particular event that you're like, man, that's my jam?
Yeah, the one I won. So yeah, when that was announced, I was like, I can do well there. Kind of paid for it in the second part, but you know, I think, especially when nothing's really riding on a competition like this, like it's not a qualifier for anything. I think if you can win an event, I think it's worth it to just send it and get the 100 points and.
Yeah, and a little extra cash on the side.
Yeah, you know what?
I think that one, because it was a two-part.
I think it was the average.
Yeah, the average. Yeah.
2 years ago, they did not do that.
Yeah.
So, but it's okay.
Yeah. I mean, so coming from Canada, and you know, there's a couple other Canadians here, most notably someone, Emma Lawson, and you know her, don't you? Haven't you had the opportunity to train with her?
Never trained. She's on the other side of Canada, so we're not close enough to train together. But yeah, she's young. She's going to do great things. It's very exciting. Did you have any time with her this weekend, or maybe just? You know what? We trained at the same gym early on when we both got here. Yeah. So yeah, I talked to her a bit, and yeah, it's super cool that. Yeah, she came and held her own. Yeah. It's awesome.
Yeah, you've seen that. I mean, you were at the games, and there was a couple teenagers, and Emma, Cara, Mal O'Brien, and then, and so you've kind of seen that youth movement coming in. And, I mean, it's just crazy. I mean, did you see yourself doing something like that at their age?
You know what? I think that's, like, they're the first crew to kind of come up.
Grown in through CrossFit?
Yeah. All of the rest of us started later. Yeah. Because it wasn't really a thing when we were 17, right? So, yeah, it's going to be really cool to see how they progress through. When I was 17, I was still quite heavily into gymnastics. So, I can't say, like, I would have switched to CrossFit. Yeah. But, yeah, I think it's going to be a benefit for all these younger kids coming up. Like, they're starting earlier and earlier. It's going to be they're going to be good. Dubai marks your second, I guess, 3 large competitions during the off season: Rogue, Dubai, and Wadapalooza. And you're somewhat of a unicorn in terms of you're actually doing all 3 as an individual. Yeah. So that wasn't the original plan. Yeah. We were just talking about this earlier. I mean, if you get invited to Rogue, that's like such an exclusive club. Yeah. You have to go. Yeah. Like, that's one you're like, okay, that one's done, I'm going. Yeah. So then I'm deciding on what I'm going to do after that. And, the way this season is, I think it's enough time after Wadapalooza that I can have a good long training cycle. I don't need to peak for the Open. Yeah. So I'm going to train right through. Right to really, my semifinal is going to be in June, so there's a long time there to train, and I learn so much when I compete, and I apply that. My coach makes notes all the way through, what do I need to work on, what did I struggle with, and applies that to my program, and I think, yeah, it makes me a better athlete. I learn so much, and I get so much better every meet. I just think you're just trying to get away from Canada during the winter months. Yeah, 2 warm places, December, January. Yeah. Yeah, I'm in. Yeah, and my birthday's around Wadapalooza too, so I was like, let's go somewhere for my birthday and compete. I mean, yeah, it's fun. I mean, I'm going to ride the wave as long as I can, and that's how much longer is that? I mean, how much longer do you see yourself competing as a top tier games athlete? I mean, Yeah, a lot of us are around that 30 and
you said I didn't want to say your age.
Yeah. There's a few of us now, 30 plus. So we're getting there. Just take it year by year. Yeah. We'll see.
And I mean, you mentioned something like that, but you're on the floor with Sam Briggs and Krista Holta, and I mean, you see how they're how they're just still the top of their game, 35 plus, but but also going out on their own terms. You know? I mean, is that something that you foresee yourself doing, or just kind of gradually stepping away, have a swan song?
I don't think you can gradually kind of retire.
Yeah.
I mean, once you decide you're done competing, I think
that'll
be it.
Yeah.
Just because the effort you put into training, and if you're half in and half out, it's not going to work at this level.
It'll show on the competition floor.
But like those girls, like Sam's creeping on 40, like, and she's still crushing.
Yeah.
Like, so clearly age is just a number.
Yeah. You talked about your coachings, and one of your coaches is actually your husband. And talk about that dynamic. I mean, obviously it's something that's it's known throughout the CrossFit space, but but we don't really know too much about that dynamic, how to separate the one, being a husband and then being a coach, and or if there's an in between.
Yeah, so it's a tough go. And I think it's a rare thing too. I mean, clearly it works with Shane and Tia, so it works. But I think it takes a special relationship. He has a coach hat and he has a husband hat, and when one's on, I had quite a disappointing event here, and he said, I want to be your husband and I want to comfort you, and but that's not what's going to help you right now. That's not what you need. And so he gives me some tough love as my coach, and go out and just kill the next one. And I mean, for the most part, it's a great relationship. I mean, he's fired me a few times as an athlete. I think after the games, I got fired. I don't know. I think I just wasn't following the programming, or was talking back, or I don't know. But yeah, we always, it's the best. Yeah. He knows me. He knows me the best. He knows what I'm doing inside the gym. He knows what I'm doing outside the gym. He knows me the best, and I think that if you can make that work, that's a huge advantage.
Yeah, I find it amazing that you're competing in these 3 big events, but you're not a full-time athlete. You have a full-time job. So I mean, what do you do on your full-time side?
What do you mean?
Like, I mean, what pays the bills ultimately? I mean, obviously CrossFit doesn't, so you have a full-time job. I mean, explain to people how do you find that work life and workout balance?
Yeah, I could just do CrossFit, like it would be okay, but it's like, what do I do after?
Yeah.
And I enjoy doing something totally different. I enjoy getting out of the gym, using my body and my brain differently. I feel like it keeps me more well-rounded as a person. Like, I'm not only just a CrossFit Games athlete. Like, I can also have a job and work in a hospital, and I enjoy it. I mean, it's exhausting sometimes. Sometimes I'm like, I wish I didn't have to work. Even like now, I'm thinking I should have just flown to the U.S., trained there for 3 weeks before Wodapalooza. But I can't do that because I have to work on in 3 days' time, right? Like, I can only get so much vacation, and that part is kind of. But I think it takes the pressure off too. I don't have to win prize money, and I don't have to And I think sometimes when everything is riding on that, it's not as fun. You're not enjoying yourself, and you're it's so much pressure. And I think. Pat Vellner, same thing. He told me just go out and compete, and then you don't have to worry. You have a job. If you get injured, you're not stressing out because this is my livelihood. This is everything I do. I think it's nice to have something else too.
Yeah. You're one of also. I mean, there's quite a few athletes who do, but you train by yourself. You're not part of a training camp or anything like that. Your husband does the programming. You guys actually, I mean, does that ever get old? I mean, do you ever look around like, man, I would love to have a push here or work out with somebody? I mean, or do you are more content with just working out with yourself, by yourself?
I like working out by myself. Yeah, I'd be lying if I said, you know, I see there's like a group of 5 girls and they're training together. Like, man, that looks fun. Like, of course, like I want to be around people, and you know, it's more fun when you're all suffering together and you know, you're there all day. Yeah, it is.
It is. Yeah.
Like I say, sometimes I do hop over to the island and I can train with Adam or Pat, which is really nice.
Yeah.
So once in a while. But I think training by yourself has benefits too. Like those sessions, you know, like cold and dark in the garage, like those pay off. Like, and I think when you're not always trying to race someone, you know, sometimes you're racing someone, you're just happy, oh, I just got to beat them.
Yeah.
But you're not pushing yourself to 100. If I'm like racing the clock, or what my coach says, okay, you need to get 5 rounds on this, or I'm just like going as hard as I can because I have no idea where anyone else is around me. Like, you're just pushing. If you can push yourself 100. Yeah. Not everyone can do that, I don't think, but if you can, I think it's a good advantage.
Is that why you think you're so good at certain events? I mean, you obviously, there's certain events that, you know, if once it's programmed, I'm there, I'm like, Emily Rolfe's going to win that one.
Yeah.
Is that how you kind of get, you know, so proficient in those type of events?
I think a little bit. Like, I've done so many assault bike sprint workouts just in my garage, just like going hard as I can. And that does pay off. Yeah. But yeah, other things when they announce it and that's your strength, I mean, it's lucky.
Yeah, exactly. What are your goals for this upcoming season?
I would like to finish in the top 10 at the games.
Yeah. You think that's doable?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you're not going to say no, right?
Yeah, no.
No, my expectation is, just the exercise.
Yeah, no.
I mean, no, that's mine.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Wodapalooza, like I say before, these off-season events, of course you want to do well. Like I'm a competitor, like of course. But I'm just learning so much. Even at this stage of my career, like I've been competing for so long and I'm still, like the last 3 competitions, the games, Rogue and here, like the amount that I've learned and applied back into my training is like, it's a lot. So, yeah.
Well, hopefully we get to see you, accomplish those goals and see those dreams realized. But we look forward to seeing you on the leaderboard, and best of luck the rest of the season.
Thank you.
All right.